Do you believe that you can directly submit your music to music libraries? In other words, do you believe that music libraries will accept unsolicited music from producers like you, somebody they've never met before, somebody they don't know? Do you believe that that's possible? This is actually the poll that I recently put out on my YouTube channel, and I think it's probably been one of the most insightful polls I've ever released because it showed me, I was very shocked, my jaw dropped when I saw the results. It showed me how many of you don't believe that you can directly partner with music libraries, that you don't believe that music libraries would even open your email, consider adding you because you're unsolicited. You're somebody they don't have a previous relationship with, okay? So as you can see here from the results, about 31% of you said yes. That was really cool to see, but more of you, 38% of you said no, and 30% of you said you didn't know. So that means 68% of you either don't know if you can partner with these libraries, if they'll even give you time of day, or you're pretty sure it's just not worth it. They're probably not going to accept your music anyways. Why this was shocking for me is because if you could basically boil down my entire YouTube channel into one little concept, it's literally trying to empower you guys to go work directly with music libraries. That's really all I do with everything that I provide, all of my YouTube videos, all my services. That's the one thing I want you guys to take from all the effort and all the time that I put into everything that I do. So the fact that the numbers of you didn't know that, I feel a bit like I let you guys down. So I want to first say I apologize. I don't know how many of you have been following me for a while. Maybe you're kind of new to the channel, so you're not really sure about what my message is here. But I do feel like I've kind of sort of failed on this part, that I haven't been pushing this enough and really promoting this idea enough and making this clear enough to you guys to help you know you have all the power you need. You have all of the ability to create direct relationships in this business. And everything that I do is aimed at trying to help you, whether it's just a free YouTube video or one of my premium services like Sync Edge, Sync Academy, or Pro Feedback. That's the name of the game for all of this stuff. That's all I'm trying to really help you guys do. So the fact that a lot of you guys don't know that yet, I take responsibility for that because I have not been apparently clear enough on this topic. So I'm going to definitely dedicate a good chunk of videos moving forward to this very topic, okay? Starting with this one. So if you're either one of my students or not one of my students, doesn't matter. But if you've ever submitted your music to a music library unsolicited, meaning you didn't know them before you submitted to them, you didn't have a connection with anybody, you didn't have anybody pitching your music for you, you just directly sent them an email, gave them a call, you just sent them music as kind of a cold call, and you got accepted, and you got our contract, you got a deal, you got your music accepted into their catalog, I want you to please comment below. You do not need to name the library name or any specifics of that. Please, you decide how much information you want to share. Totally up to you to do that. But please just let us know that you sent unsolicited music to a music library, a TV film music library, and it got accepted. So I want for the rest of you that have either not submitted yet, or have submitted and got rejected or got ignored, I want you to come back to this video. It might take a couple of days or maybe a couple of weeks for a lot of people to come and comment, but I want you to scroll down and I want you to just read all these comments. The reason why I'm asking you guys to do this is because I can sit here all day long and tell you, work with libraries, work with libraries, work with libraries. They'll take you. It's kind of worthless, right? That's not really that valuable to you guys. But I think what could be valuable is if you guys start hearing from producers yourselves and from music library owners yourselves. Both of them saying, yes, I sent unsolicited music, got accepted, and library owner saying, yes, I accept unsolicited music, I've been accepted, or I've been accepting that kind of music. I know this for sure is a fact because my whole career was based on sending unsolicited music to people that I'd never met before, and it doesn't always work out. There's no guarantee you're going to get accepted, but it's worked out enough that it turned into full-time income for me, and I have coached hundreds of producers at this point to get direct relationships with music libraries that I recommend in Sync Edge and through my music library directory. So I know for a fact these are not people that are connected. These are not students or producers that already had some sort of an in with these companies. They just literally stumbled across my services, looked through either like a review video I put out or the directory, and they sent their email and hopefully followed some of my guidance and got themselves accepted, okay? So I have proof that a vast majority of music libraries are accepting unsolicited music. So please do comment below if you got accepted. I would love to read all those stories, and I think most of you guys that are unsure about this or you think you can't get accepted by libraries, you need to read these stories as well. So definitely scroll down and listen to them, and stay tuned. I've got some really powerful content planned for this channel, and this is going to be pretty much one of my primary missions in 2023 is to completely destroy this myth that And I think a big part of where it's coming from is a lot of us came from the music industry world, right? The records world, where we were all trying to get deals with major labels. And of course, major labels are not accepting unsolicited music for the most part. We all know that. They get so many, everybody wants a deal, but they really just kind of go with their tried and true sources. But we've carried that mentality into the TV film world. But you need to realize that that is the music industry, right? Records and artists and touring and all that stuff. It's all music business. This is TV and film business. This is actually getting out of the music industry, thank God, because the music industry has a lot of problems and it's actually a very small industry in terms of the amount of money that can be earned from it. But we're in a different category in a much larger industry called TV and film, which is massive, a multi-billion-dollar industry, right? So I think some of the mentality that we sort of all started off with kind of dripped into this industry, and a lot of people just assume it's the same here, that these companies are not in our not available for us to directly partner with and reach out to with an email or a phone call. But the truth is absolutely more than 50%. This poll was asking about 50%. I think it's 70 to 80, maybe even 90% plus of music libraries out there will accept unsolicited music. There are going to be a few that won't, and I'm going to talk about those, and I've talked about them many times in many of my videos, but I will talk about which ones are going to be really tricky to get into, but it's not impossible to get into it, and there are definitely ways to get into it. I'm specifically talking about the big ones, the kind of the APMs, BMGs, those kind of things, Universal. Even though they might not take on individual composers, there are definitely very tried and true ways of getting into those catalogs, because I have many students that have done it, and I've definitely followed my guidance to do that. So that's really all I want to share with you guys. Is I want to empower you. I want to educate you. I want to give you this very, very powerful knowledge that can set you free from maybe a lot of self-doubt or feeling like you can't do this, or you're not good enough to submit to music libraries, or because you don't know somebody, this isn't for you. That's the stuff that I want to just take an axe to and destroy and hack at that out of your guys' belief system, and replace it with a much more empowering message that's based on facts, right? Based on real data. That's what those comments down below hopefully will give you some insight, at least to start with. But you're gonna hear a lot more from people who have done this, come before you and succeeded with it. So you don't have to believe this anymore, and you don't have to walk around, thinking that you just don't have a place in this industry because you're not connected yet. I was just like you guys. I had no connections. I knew nothing. I knew nobody. But I stumbled my way through it and made unsolicited submissions to people and started figuring out this can actually work. And you just have to know how to come across professionally and politely, of course, and with that service mindset. So more great stuff's coming this way. I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you find these comments below very empowering, and stay tuned to this channel. Every week, I'm going to be putting a lot of time into this, because I really feel like I have some catch-up work to do based on the fact that so many of you guys are not clear on this yet. I really need to do this. This is why I put these polls out, by the way. And if you guys are subscribed and you do answer these polls, thank you. This is why I do this, because I don't want to be like floating off into Never Never Land talking about things that are really not that relevant to you. These polls really get me sort of back, kind of like pulling my reins in my eyes. I can start to like wander and just kind of go in my own direction. But this pulls me right back to where I really need to go. And this is a fundamental belief system that I need to work on with you guys to make sure that I'm being very clear and showing you guys enough facts and data so that you see for yourselves that this is possible for you. Okay, rant over, and please scroll down and check out those comments.